What's happening, what's popping, what's Gucci? Welcome to Varsity Vitality, a podcast platform by students for students. We are your campus heartbeat, here to give voice to the youth.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. Big shout outs to everybody tuned in and watching us today. This is your campus heartbeat. We're excited to be part of everything that is happening at the university campuses, and we will be discussing everything to do with campus life as well as a student life. So there's a lot to look forward to. You don't want to miss a single episode.
I am your host, Mamii, a content creator, social media influencer, not forgetting a student.
And my name is Uncle Curtly, Kurt by name and not by nature, a radio and television personality. And of course, I will be a co-host here on Varsity Vitality, and I will, of course, give my honest opinion. We are your campus heartbeat. Oh yes, this is the inaugural episode, the very first of many Varsity Vitality episodes.
First of them all, guys. Oh my God, it's finally happening. We're here for you. Listen, we now have a platform where we get to express every issue that's going on, the whole transition.
Oh yeah.
It's so dramatic, and the good part about this podcast is we get to interact with you guys. We listen to your questions, we listen to your concerns. You even tell us what you'd like to hear us talk about on any other episode we're having after this one.
This includes issues to do with, the financial stability. Yes, mayuba nemayusa. Mari haimbo nyanyo batanidzwa zvekudaro.
There's so much to talk about.
Absolutely, and the point of views from you matter. This is all about you. You are the heart of the show. You put the vitality in Varsity. And as our viewers and listeners, we want to also make sure we engage with you. So do head to our social media pages.
Definitely at Varsity Vitality on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Every platform, we are present. We will be coming into your campuses, guys.
Oh, yes.
Talking to you. You are going to tell us what it is you want to hear or speak about. The questions you have lingering in your head that you just had never got the opportunity to ask anyone about. We are going to be here talking about such matters.
Absolutely, and taking a look at some of the things we will be talking about. Just some teasers.
Mjolo, guys. That thing is stressful.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is stressful.
Oh, yeah.
It's a topic we're going to have here.
My blesser. Those blessers who come through to campuses and, universities.
And me, I'm exposing.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, if you had stuff going on at uni you thought is going to stay under the covers, I am going to expose completely.
100%.
Uncle, however, is going to bring the balance.
Absolutely. As an uncle, we have to make sure I say ana uncle matate guru edu. We will be also making sure we discuss everything to do with the connection that young people have to the older people. So this includes the point of view and perspectives to do with relationships, the point of view to do with everything that surrounds the home, even families. So we are excited as Varsity Vitality, not forgetting that we'll be airing and coming to your screens, to your radios, wherever you get your podcasts every Wednesday at 7 p.m. We are Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat.
Catch us live every week on Facebook and Twitter. Follow at Varsity Vitality and be heard. Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat.
So on the very first episode here on Varsity Vitality, what better way to begin than talking about all things to do with cohabiting?
Ding, 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 ding.
It's a bit controversial. So, yes, it's better because it's deep. And we have a lot of couples in university. You have a lot of people who are getting into love, relationships, and they wind up in cohabiting, but also wind us up with a definition, Mamii.
Okay, according to my paraphrased understanding, cohabiting is the act of living together, unmarried, practicing what married people do. So everything that married people do, you guys do. Unfiltered.
Jiriko.
And it's Jiriko. This is what's happening in our society.
Jiriko.
This is not unfortunate. It's fortunate. Zvirikutoitika, uncle. Especially ne vana vari kuchikoro, vana vari kuuniversity. Now, cohabiting precisely irkuitika in Zimbabwe is that yekuti you don't tell your parents that this is what we're doing. It's not like agreed on. But okay, daughter, bye-bye, okay, son, do this. It's either one parent from one side of the family knows or none of your parents know.
Okay.
Some people are falling pregnant. Asingatoende kumba 9 months, ozodzokane mwana.
Okay. Achiti ari kupi?
Vabereki vanenge vachitari kuchikoro. Munhu anenge ari kuchikoro guys, inzwai semester anditika. Anoenda kuchikoro. Semester break anongoudza vabereki kuti listen mama, daddy, I need to study. Tine exam period. So I won't be coming back home for my semester break.
Oh yeah.
And parents, they trust us, because they understand kuti wamunhu mukuru wakaenda university, we let you go kunyika, right? And now this person decides to live with their partner, whatever, whether mkomana taure zvokana musikana. Like izvezvi as I speak, a lot of us even in school, tikutumirwa ku-university, right? And moms ichingosvika ichikusiya kudai grosari rawatotengerwa kutosvika kutora nemukomana wako kuenda naro kumba kwake.
Sorry, state.
Your tax money is paying rent somewhere else. I'm telling you. This is reality.
All right. I mean, with all that being said, a real mouthful, I think, for our listeners and viewers. First and foremost, if you're in the comment section, we want to hear from you. What do you think cohabiting is? And what are your views on this practice that you're saying it's happening? How long has it been happening?
Okay, so statistically speaking, in Zimbabwe, this is something that has really been noticed to be happening since like around 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
People are living with their boyfriends, their girlfriends, as if they're married, and some flop, and some get married. So it's a ziripatu.
Ziripatu. Like Holy Tail would say. Right kungo kuti kunenge kwakamira sei kumberi.
Exactly.
But no. Traditionally, we say it's a total no. And why I say so is because you said every act and practice that happens when you're there is those of a married person. Are we looking at issues to do with sexually transmitted diseases and STIs? Are we looking at issues to do with mental health itself? We don't know as a young person who's in first year, for example.
But you have a fair point.
Yes.
Because like these issues arkuzo face kwa nevano in cohabiting are mainly because we're deciding to get into like a phase of life that we not underestimate the strengths yainoda. Do you know what I'm saying? Pakutizonizo, this is just not like you're jumping from creche to grade 1. This is like a whole evolution. You understand?
From creche to varsity. Vitality.
Yeah, because initially, right, there is need for counseling. There is need for having a firm foundation.
Oh, yeah.
However, let's look at a viewpoint yekuti watoa mazviri. Or you're thinking of getting mazviri.
Tricky.
Because we don't want to view it as, no. We are viewing it as reality.
Yeah.
So, I think, fair point, if you're cohabiting, you get to know who you're going to spend forever with. Because this is a whole chapter of your life. Divorce, guys, is not a 2-second deal. It's a whole process. So it's not something that you're going to wake up and like, oh, anchada. So it's very important before marriage. Who am I dating? What is he about? What is she about? This
is Western.
What are their future goals?
Do we have Western? This, I mean, okay, first and foremost, this never happened. This was something that before. Yes.
It's the reality.
It's right now, it's the reality.
Western. I understand it's Western etc.
Yeah.
But let's tap in. It's reality.
Yeah.
Whether we say it's Western or it's wara, it's happening.
My parents got married. They never cohabited. They're still together. They're doing their thing. They're 100%. My point is,
there is a person who cohabited with his partner in university. Right now, they're married. I am trying to bring out the beauty or whatever of it. But I do understand. It does have its downfall and its disadvantages.
Yeah, and we spoke about it earlier. We said mental health is a big part and it plays a big role. What are we doing about the issues that surround some of the case studies? Perhaps you can
mentioned
briefly
earlier.
share.
Do you know, I think it's very important as an individual, before you choose to join with someone, you should know yourself, know your values, know your principle, know your morale, know your goals in life, where you're headed. Because it really makes sense. Toti, for example, mwana ari first year, mkomana ari first year, msikana ari first year. From a sleepover, they decide, no, let's stay together. These people are still entering the path of their life.
It's actually
Zviri nani anditi munhu apa, let's say life is from Harare to Bulawayo, munhu apa kadoma ndiani nani kuzita tisini kuti you know what, this journey, let me add a passenger
well, you know, me, in my viewpoint, it's not healthy at all. Whether it's a first year young lady and a blesser, that's even worse in terms of its contribution, because you don't know what is going on in the head of that child, in the head of the old man, and you know, it's just got a lot of disadvantages,
guys.
This whole setup.
It does have a lot of disadvantages. Number one, if you're ever thinking of cohabiting or you are cohabiting, I think the wisest thing to do is to have a self-introspection, right? See where your life is. See if you are at a point in a life where you can host another person. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you can only host when you are whole.
Yes.
Kwete ku host up avoid. Because ucha feel one is zichava stress, zichava, you know, and now it's just a wreck.
The bottom line is know yourself.
Know yourself. Have someone you're accountable to, whether it's a parent, an older sibling, a youth pastor, etc.
Oh, yes.
I don't know. Someone who is outside of your social circle. Because shamwari nongokuzada, you and those
And absolutely. If you are struggling or come to a point where you want to get that blesser to bring you into the home and there's some kind of term and agreement for that, please look out for our upcoming episodes that will give you more empowerment in terms of projects and things you can do as a student for you to be empowered financially. That's what we're about at Varsity Vitality.
Definitely. Listen, we do not cancel out people here. We take you as you are. We understand we have different personalities, different thinking traits in the world at large. So we're very much welcoming and inclusive people here at Varsity Vitality. As we are your campus heartbeat, know that we're here for you. And another common reason why people are into this cohabiting thing, Uncle, you know, like sometimes, right, we have like my financial burdens. We've got rent, we've got groceries. Sometimes you just want that nice dress, you know, data. Kacharo. You understand? What Mamii vari live. Say even my controversy.
Oh, yeah.
You want to watch that live. YouTube, you want to watch, you know, how to do your makeup, etc. But
no, yeah.
And people now are having to depend and be vulnerable on other humans because of such states.
Oh, yeah.
And I think element in that could touch one.
Oh yeah, we will touch with on that particular matter. We will be getting deeper in terms of these financial constraints that you as a varsity student or someone who is young may be facing. And that's something you should look forward to. Make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you hit like, you hit follow, and you also comment and engage with us, because financial literacy and lessons in terms of what you should do and how you should handle your money is something that we'll be bringing here on Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat. I want to get into something. I don't know whether you will resonate with my viewpoint, Mamii,
okay,
but taking a look at how we were raised and in the culture of the Zimbabwean fabric, this is something, it's got a name, and we can't necessarily say that we're condoning or bringing in a Western culture. You said 2012 you said, right?
Yes.
And it's been a pop culture here in Zimbabwe, but it's Western. I can't say or condone these things. I'm categorically saying this as Uncle
Curtly. You need to understand a lot has already been happening here in our African culture that is Western.
Yes.
That is not of us. Let's catch up with time.
I mean, I did get makeup put on my face earlier.
You see, what I'm saying, right? Already, this is, okay, what is culture?
Yeah.
First of all, definition of culture is an era yatiri kurarama in this time. The way we dress right now is culture. If it's to be read by our grandchildren, they're going to be like, oh, our mom and our dad, mnana 1000, I don't know what they'll be calling this time. 20th century, they'll wear my crop top, they'll wear. That's our culture.
Yeah.
Whether it's Western or what, it's what we've adopted. So I really think it's fair for us to just accept it as a reality that's going on. However, it does have its downfall.
Yes, the disadvantages. Let's touch on them.
Because I heard a case of a guy, he had a girlfriend he was living with.
Oh, yes.
This is quite a sad story, hey? He had a girlfriend, and sometimes, like with marriage is a very dynamic thing that you can't just get into and think, Kuti, you know it all. I know it doesn't come with a manual, but I think it's fair for us to get counseling before we decide to do such things. So this girl, without knowing, should give her man pressure. You could listen, you need to provide pamba, listen, rent, etc.
And they were cohabiting.
They were cohabiting, and both of them.
They weren't married?
They were not married. The students. Saka mukomana panapacha wanangoe kunoita basa or part-time job, especially kana she focus on their studies. And sometimes opportunity aitoripo fairly. So this guy, because of the pressure, he ended up committing suicide.
Sad story.
Very sad story.
And who's held accountable? Now, look, we have a situation where this child has committed suicide. I'll call them children because this is very childish in my view. And you have someone who is now being held accountable. Who is that person? Because wana uya kunzari kuchikoro, wana uya kunzari kudzidza, getting an education for the betterment of their future.
Do you know
and
what?
now they have succumbed to the pressure
Uncle
of
Curtly,
cohabiting.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I think when it comes to accountability, what's fair is to put such heavy burdens mumaoko emunazviitira. Do you understand? I understand kuti musikana ndiye mpa pressure, but he's the one who decided to commit suicide. I know this is a sensitive issue, but he's the one who decided to move in with this girl or even call her to move in with him. So we cannot Sara topa mskana pressure why mubvunzire kuti provider why dare because maybe socialization yakatomuvaka kuti azive kuti as a woman your man is the one who's meant to provide. So
which is true.
The person who's really accountable for every action that's taken that is in front of you is yourself.
Is you.
So we cannot blame this on any other environment. You should have been watching over him, you should have been calling him every night. Are you at home? etc. No, he decided he wanted to do this with his life, and he had to face circumstances that became a bit heavy for him.
Those are the repercussions of everyone's actions. It's
a very sad, and we do not condone such routes when things get heavy. We have so many platforms where you can share mentally heavy burdens you may have in your head, depression, etc. We don't condone such behavior.
Touching on the disadvantages and what we've just delved into, we know it was very sensitive. At Varsity Vitality, you can engage us. We can connect you to someone who can assist you.
Professionally.
It's never the solution to take such routes. Now, we've talked about the downsides. You said the fun sides. What are the upsides?
Okay.
Why are students doing it? What's going on? What's the craze?
Let me tell you the
Educate
upsides every time. You know what the upsides are, right? Cohabiting, I'm telling you, it's fun. Imagine staying with someone you love, guys. Oh my God. 24/7.
Even mommy.
You know, with this marriage thing, right? You're jumping into living with someone that you may not have known precisely. So. We're not talking petty things like kunoa mkanwa, but we're talking bigger things like ane motivation yekushanda wehere. Are they a lazy bum? Because, through the phone...
What, you don't believe?
Men. 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 Someone can actually type and be like, oh, and they're lying in bed. Because they know...
I'm one of those guys.
You see, because they think Kuti Hanzi, they just want Kuti Hanzi Muskana Lam Komanari ever busy. But now you can study every movement, study every financial benefit.
Look.
And you know what you're getting into,
Cut
my
us some
sister.
slack.
You have to know. But on the real side, I think it's very good. You get to know who you're going to get married to, number one. Number two, you get to know maybe the family you're also moving to, especially as a girl. Because, there's some things like religion, some things like my beliefs are very much principled and rooted
do you
in
leave
us.
The toilet seat up? Is that what you're talking about? Or?
The toilet seat, guys. So this is the do you know when Monanto smell your boots?
Yeah.
But honestly, those are petty issues.
Okay. No, I see what you're saying. You've called it an interviewing stage, this cohabiting thing.
Yes.
But we would love to hear your views based on everything Mamii has said. I mean, I'm getting education. But
guys, we need to be cautious.
Yeah.
We're not speaking to 18 and below year-old people. Could you move in with your boyfriend? This is a much more mature change of lifestyle decision you'd ever make. This thing, you have to have someone you're accountable to.
Absolutely.
Someone you even tell at least. Because, there's so many repercussions. Some people mentally, they can manipulate you. They can abuse you.
Yeah.
It's a bit risky.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, the decision is yours.
Absolutely.
Not Mami's, not Uncle Curtly's.
Oh, yes.
It's yours. Stick to your principles. Stick to what you know. Just be rooted in your beliefs.
And also stick to us because this is Varsity Vitality.
Your campus heartbeat.
Got a lot to say? Well, we want to hear it. Varsity Vitality is a platform for young people to voice their opinions. Look out for our crew on campus and give us your take. Follow at Varsity Vitality on Facebook and Twitter. Or visit our website, www.varsityvitality.com. Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat.
Now we get to hear from you, the people on campus.
I wouldn't recommend that. Reason being, I am a Christian. I do believe that it's not good before God. People should stay together, and when they cohabitate, I don't know what exactly they will be doing, but I assume that there is some kind of sexual immorality that will be happening. So, from my perception, it's wrong to get into things that you have to experience when you get married. If you are to do that before marriage, then you are sinning against God.
I think, we are Zimbabweans, right? And as Zimbabweans, tinokurudzira kuroora. Manje, if I cohabit, it means I'm already doing wifely duties, of which kumbokweda kuna kubviswa roora and stuff.
Looking at the 21st century, I think it's a good thing because cohabiting with your partner, you get to know your partner on a more different level. If you guys feel like he's the one or she's the one, then you decide, guys, let's live together. You would have a view or a small view of what's going to happen in the next 10 years when you guys decide to enter into a marriage. You get to see the weaknesses, you get to see you get to study your person in a more detailed. But looking at the other side, I think there's some disadvantages. If you guys are just there in the relationship for fun. Okay. If you are in there for fun, you get to make some sacrifices and you end up not trusting the other gender when you get into the next relationship. And I also think there are some guys who end up taking advantage of you as a woman. You get up doing all the duties as a woman, whereby he hasn't wifed you yet. And when the time comes and you say, you promised to marry me, so what are you doing? And they're just like, you were just a time pusher.
All right, exciting perspectives we got to hear there.
Very interesting mindsets and opinions, hey?
You know what? Young people, I didn't know that there was such energy on campus. And,
listen, this is our thing. We'll be coming out there, Kuma campus. We'll be talking to you guys live and direct in person. So keep an eye out for our Q&As. Keep an eye out for our Varsity Vitality logo and merch whenever we come in. Because Uncle,
absolutely, and that's what we're about at Varsity Vitality on all social media platforms. We're excited as well to, make sure we get to engage with your comments, your subscriptions, and everything you're going to be doing. And today we're talking about cohabiting, but there's going to be a lot more conversation in terms of everything to do with Varsity that we'll be talking about.
And hey, the exciting part is you guys also get to add to our topics, hey? It's not just us speaking to you guys, it's also you guys speaking to us. Tell us what you'd like us to speak about.
All right, so Mamii, we've done it.
We did it.
This
Hooray!
is literally the end of the first episode of Varsity Vitality. Look out on our pages for more. And this is the point in time.
Yo, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Mamii, Mamii.
And Curtly Gwindi, Kurt by name and not by nature, on all social media platforms, also known as Uncle Curtly. You'll also be able to catch me on that at. This is Varsity Vitality, your campus heartbeat.